looking how? They say, Bhagavan Saubhari. I don't say anything. I don't protest. When the old man now, who is the Mahanta, before that there is another Mahanta. He was very old. I saw him, talk to him so many times. Maybe few decades ago. I used to come here. Go for a morning walk. I used to, at that time, no, all these buildings. This is only the village road. Not even road is with tar. And now it is becoming all this thing. And I heard he is murmuring. One day he is talking to him, murmuring. I can see the Leela of Krishna's pastime. But I didn't give importance to it. I came back. He used to talk to him. He's previous Acharya. Very old. His picture is there. Nice man. And when he said Bhagavan, I didn't say anything. He told me, Bhagavan. How could... Of course, somebody very powerful. Sometimes they say Narad Muni also. Hurry. Little coming. Okay. Read, please. Yes. Encore. Finish.
Not
Okay. Come.
Some commentators say that due to touching the lotus feet of Krishna, the tree became immediately alive.
Loudly.
In some other Puranas, it is stated that Garuda, the eternal carrier of Vishnu, knew that Krishna would take this action in the future. So he put some nectar on this tree to preserve it. When Lord Krishna jumped into the water, the river overflooded its banks, as if something very large had fallen into it. This exposition by Krishna's strength is not at all uncommon, because he is the reservoir of all strength. When Krishna was swimming about, just like a great strong elephant, he made a tumultuous sound, which the great black serpent Kaliya could hear. The tumult was intolerable for him.
So elephant swimming in the river. Only this portion coming out of the water. Huh? Did you see? Elephant in the river swimming. His body something, I think, what do you call in physics, I forgot. He can float.
Like a boat.
Yeah, inside, if the air or something, then it won't go down. Huh? Otherwise, common people can believe how such a heavy thing. Big elephant. Okay.
Buffalo.
Yes. And the little kids, they jump on the buffalo's hook and cross the river. We jump on, they play, even in Mayapur now, still they do. I have seen. They cross the river, they send from this side to that side, and little kids, those who tend the cows, jump on his back and sit. Here also do.
Some kunda.
Some kund, some lake. Okay, read. Very nice. Simple village life, I like it. दीपक क्या देख रहा तुम चाट होके ये साधु है. Okay.
And he could understand that this was an attempt to attack his home. Therefore, he immediately came before Krishna. Kaliya saw that Krishna was indeed worth seeing, because his body was so beautiful and delicate. Its colors resembled that of a cloud, and his legs resembled a lotus flower.
Hey, ये coming, huh? Hey, arrange Mataji को okay, chair ले आओ कुर्सी. Neela Lakshmi. Huh? How she came? Somebody brought, guided her. Somebody helped her.
He was decorated with Shrivats.
Without his friend, Gita. Gita doesn't like to take responsibility. Usually she does. Okay.
Jewels and yellow garments. He was smiling with a beautiful face, and was playing in the river Yamuna with great strength. But in spite of Krishna's beautiful features, Kaliya felt great anger with in his heart. And thus he grabbed Krishna with his mighty coils. Seeing the incredible way in which Krishna was enveloped in the coils of the serpent,
Anybody seen the many hooded snake? No. In your country, many hooded snake. Not one hood.
oh, I seen one time.
Yes,
I think
two hood.
yeah. At one science center.
One?
At one science center,
Huh.
I think they had one.
What's that?
No,
Live.
I think I don't remember if it was alive or not.
Where? In your area?
Mhm.
I think I saw the skin. They had to give out skin in Nityananda Dham. Some quite a few he had hooded snakes. They say that here Nityananda Sankarshan, some of the snakes there they won't do harm, but at night they come out. Local people. I saw one day they sometimes give out their skin, thin like that. I saw. Previously it was different. Now it has become like a city. Many houses coming, mud hut disappearing. Nityananda Dham, have you gone? Like? Recently we went.
We went to America, right? He was in America. When just
Recently, just before coming here, I went there with devotees. Before that, okay. Read.
The affectionate cowherd boys and inhabitants of Vrindaban immediately became stunned out of fear. They had dedicated everything to Krishna. Their lives, property, affection, and activity, everything was for Krishna. And when they saw him in that condition, they became overwhelmed with fear and fell down on the ground. All the cows, the bulls, and small calves became overwhelmed with grief, and they began to look at him with great anxiety. Out of fear, they could only cry in agony and stand erect on the bank, unable to help their beloved Krishna. While this scene was taking place on the bank of the Yamuna, there were ill omens manifest. The earth trembled, meteors fell from the sky, and the bodies of men shivered. All these are indications of great imminent danger.
Bad omen, huh? Okay, at night sometimes dog or jackals make sound which is like a maybe weeping or crying. They could see coming event something, maybe there will be flood, there will be something like that. Heavy rain. They look for shelter. Even the ant, we may not know. You will find they start going up the tree, up somewhere because they know the flood is coming or earthquake something coming. Yeah. God gave them intelligence. I tell you one story in this connection, if I can stop. One day, sadhu lives in the forest, this little hilly area. So he has got a small hut, the sadhu, hermitage. So it so happened, one day he usually feed the local living entities, whether it is a crow or a dog or a bird. And one day, when he's taking rest daytime, this guy coming and making sound near his, agitating him, by near his door, all of them, even the dog, for nothing. He couldn't understand, and they are chasing him more or less, and he's going. At a distance he went for some time, quite. So what is the matter? Then they stop. They don't understand. Suddenly he found there is a landslide where his hut is, all fell off. In other words, Pope was a god brother, Siddhar Swami telling me, Suvak, this indicates the sadhu could understand that this guy could before understood. That is why, because he gives them food regular and love them, they reciprocating. That want, he come out from this place. They reciprocate. Even the bird, crow, dog, all. He is a sadhu, amazing. We may not know, coming event, this happening. The others can sometimes know. It's not that everything we are more advanced. You can understand how the ant would understand flood is coming to God. Yeah, you will find the flood comes. I saw Mayapur many times. I checked it.
before coming,
Sometimes that dog is making sound, something strange. You can understand. It's a bad omen. You see Krishna book somewhere else, Prabhupada said that. Some may say this is a superstition, this, that. But I will say it's more practical. But in case it happens, you get some indication. Now be careful. Why cat is crossing? I don't care. I go. Go for nothing miles. Go and you find you won't become life member. I was going in Malaysia. Suddenly I didn't know all these things. Who is driving Malaysia once saw me. Bhakti Bhajanda Nandan Swami. He is a Malaysian and originally Tamil. Like that. And he's driving. He said, Maharaj, stop. What happened? Today, don't go. You cannot make life member today. Really? What makes you think so? Make such conclusion? Didn't you see a cross, a cat suddenly ran in the high road. So what happened? What has got to do with our life membership and relation between this cat crossing? You don't know? What? Sundar Gandharva died. Like that. That means that then he can think of, I don't know. Cat cross. You won't be successful in your mission. Something will see that which is negative. That means either he has gone somewhere without telling you. He gave you this day, na? He'll give the a check. I say, yes. They say, I'm going with so much hope. Your hope won't be first day there. Something you will find. Either he's not there or he will say, I won't become something negative response. I see. Can you go another way? There is no other way. This is a high road. No shortcut. This is long distance. We have come only maybe half or so. At that half, I don't like to go with more. It's not practical. I say, yeah, right. Okay. In that case, if you think it so happened, it's very likely this will happen. Usually. Is it so? I saw in the West also people believe this.
Yeah.
Cat is crossing. Nah? That's number 13, that's West. In the hotel, you have got one room, come. No, I don't want. But if you ride the same room, 12A, he will stay, nah? You see? Somebody says this is superstitious. No, I saw Prabhupada beliefs. In India, in Bengal, actually I don't know other part, suppose you are going out, nah? To office or some exam, I'm going. And suddenly I may say, oh, I forgot fountain pen. Maybe somebody coming, my sister or other brother. Hey, brother, you stop, come back. Why? You left this thing. Maybe something very important for my exam or office. I left it, which is very important. You must have. I saw Prabhupada going from very place. I might have written. Going, somebody calling from here. Prabhupada said, Prabhupada stopped and become very little grave. Tell to adjust whatever happened. I am not going back. Then I remember I was there. I remember in our house, please, in our house, we have believed that if somebody is going out, I don't know other parts of India you can say, this is, they believe, believe that if somebody is going out on some business or a mission, one should not call him, whatever he forget, should not call him from behind and stop him and come back. He won't come back. Now telling the solution. The Prabhupada say, ask him or her that if I forget my stick or whatever I usually take morning walk, to adjust it. Either send somebody through somebody, or somebody or our somebody can go. You don't believe, just go there. So what happened is, otherwise, if it is your own mother, your, whose son you are, if she calls, you can go. Other than that, anybody, don't go. It could be a auntie, it could be a grandmother or father, no. If only mother, nothing will happen. Inauspicious. Otherwise, there will be something inauspicious in your journey. I don't know. Any parts of India believe this thing?
Yes,
North India? Yes. In your country? No. Prabhupada did that. Prabhupada I saw. Sometimes Prabhupada also answered. Another case. In India, there is other country different. This is something to do with the number. I saw this thing happening. I'm going to make him member. Little something. Kuch kah raha. Saying, hey, he's in front of them. Don't guard them. Even block. They are sitting there. He came today. Achha, I understand. So, so this is India belief. Do you believe this thing? Somebody calling from behind, here somebody going out, and people believe all these things. Some say this is superstition. So Prabhupada was eating, and one boy, he is serving. I also served many times. I never did this. When he is serving, suddenly maybe potol or something, pieces few, gave Prabhupada. Prabhupada looked at his face, and he thought Prabhupada's looking is very meaningful and little strange, weird. Something wrong, that means. Something has gone wrong, as if Prabhupada, the way he's looking. He said, Prabhupada, what happened? What happened? Why you give me three? Now you understand? Understand? Why you give me three? What's wrong in serving you three? Three say bottle, three jinga, huh? Three piece. Prabhupada, what's wrong? Prabhupada didn't say anything. After some time, when he more tried to understand Prabhupada, pushing Prabhupada, oh, I don't understand, what's wrong? Have I done anything wrong? Prabhupada said. After a while, Prabhupada said, Prabhupada said, do you want any feeling of enmity between you and me? What has got to do with feeling of enmity? Prabhupada, I don't understand what you are talking. Please explain, I can't, I have done anything wrong. No, you didn't do anything wrong. Only this thing, do you want enmity between any enemy feeling between you and me? No, no. I didn't do it intentionally, Prabhupada, all these things. I don't know, I gave you three. Please don't give me three. So, how many? Anything, not three. 4, 5, 9, 1, any other odd number. 5, 9, 3, multiple, 6, but not 3. Why? Doesn't matter. I told you why. What has got to do with enmity and 3 number? Prabhupada said, I don't want to discuss it and explain all these things. Just don't with me. One day I was going to make member, and usually some guy come with me, carrying I cannot carry, the heavy thing I have to show, this, that, making life member to fetch for our temple. Lucky point. You have to, this is his count. Without Lakshmi, how Narayan will be happy? More you Lakshmi mean, Narayan is more happy. Nah? Yes or no? Anyway, there is a saying in India, Lakshmi, if there is not Narayan worship, Lakshmi is restless. She will one day go away. That means you may become poor, all bank fail. Bill Gates suddenly become nothing. Huh? Bankrupt. Zero. If, but we are worshipping Narayan. How I know Lakshmi is there? Sometimes you can see. I saw Mayapur, I saw Vrindaban. At night I see many others saw. Big white owl. I mean, we cannot see Lakshmi Devi, but we can see her Bahan carrier, big white owl. Do you believe this? In West, white owl means signifying Lakshmi. She is carrying Lakshmi Devi. And Lakshmi Devi, her husband is there. She is there. Husband is not worshipped. You get angry. Go, leave. Bill, get lost. So whatever may be. See, and I went to make member. One guy said, tomorrow you come, I'll give you the check. Not very far from temple. It's walking distance. Early in the morning, prasadam time, I didn't take prasad. I said, first bring the check. Then I'll take prasad, naturally. So I'm going, I asked my assistant, please come quickly. Huh? See, properly tilak, everything. Go. Not 10 minutes walk. Because you have to cross busy road, walking. Like go by car, it took 2 minutes. But car going this, that, or 1 office hour. Multi-story, 10, just hour like that. 10-story or something. Then lift, I'm going up. Haribol. Lift going up with my assistant. And the guy says downstairs are the dumps. Sometimes they check because sometimes There are many bad things, murder, this, that, And so they check from the down. Who do you want to see? Which floor? Not like America or Australia. Push. And you can see who is coming to see. Nah? We have got, nah? America, Australia, all these things are there. India still not, I think, nah?
There, Mama.
Started. Some houses. Maybe. You can see even that person in the gate standing from your room. And you talk from there. What is the business? This, that. Then he let him come. Tell the God. And sometimes computerized Hong Kong. The number, then you can come. Otherwise you cannot. Australia also. Then anyway, I went there. The guy said, oh, this person, room number, this. Yes, you can. I don't know whether he talked to confirm. I went, the door opened. Suddenly, person came. I was to my surprise, in front of my face, bang! I was shocked. Yesterday, so nicely they received. And come inside, this, that, we'll give you the check tomorrow. Huh? And early hours came, it's bony. Bony means first be something successful. Then I'll go and eat breakfast. Why they treat me like that? To a sadhu. Very unusual, they don't. I'm looking at my assistant. Suddenly I look this way. See one guy standing, three of us standing. I said, how you came here? Maharaj, I told you, I want to learn from you how you make member. So I came with you. Rascal, you didn't tell me you are coming? Finish. I didn't tell you. I could understand. Three standing in front. Do you believe? This is my experience. This is one fresh experience. I never forget. That's I believe. Three avoid. Three number avoid. In many cases, three. Of course, God's case is different. You three incense, flower. God is transcendent. Okay. Encore.
Every country has different set of.
I agree with you. In Japan, they avoid number 4. Something to do with 4 number, very important. Japan.
4 is very auspicious.
Colors, huh?
4 is very auspicious number.
Really? Which number?
Number 4,
Where?
I believe.
You believe
Not
But
Japan.
your country.
Cat every. No, I just came to me like that. But, yeah, it just came to me. But
Japanese name.
cat, this is everywhere.
Mm.
Sweden, this is also cat cross.
Okay. But cat is very they like in Arab country. You go to Arab country, they always got no dog. And not a single dog I see. They don't like dog. But cat is there.
What about this cat crossing and you don't know about it?
We don't know what is the mystery. But this is what we find. This is our experience. Better to be intelligent. Why I take chance? Huh? Otherwise take calculated risk. Better I don't do. You calculate and see. Okay.
I
Good.
always stop and wait till somebody come from the opposite side. Or
Yeah,
side.
yes. I do that. I see, wait. Hey, don't go. Very nice breeze, huh? This is not breeze, this is Vaikuntha breeze, Prabhupada say. This is Golaka Vrindaban breeze.
Yeah,
You're getting that. It matters your consciousness, how you take it, Prabhupada say. It matters a lot. This garland, it is up. But if you think here it has got potency, can purify yourself. You purify. You become free from so many sins you have committed and passed on. Better, put on. Doctor says you can't. So you believe in doctor and somebody believe in God. Doctor says. Now I ask. Doctor says you should not take eggplant. You'll have rash. Now is the winter time. Don't take, Maharaj. Give fried eggplant. Better than sometimes nice butter. Californian butter or something. I used to take something, cheese. It's like butter, very nice. So, taking with rice and... Doctor says not. This is Krishna Prasad. See the difference of consciousness? And here no. Now you cannot artificially try that I don't know what will happen. You don't have faith, you can artificially try to do, but I think you'll hesitate, nah? Because you may have faith. Here you are caught red-handed. Yes? You can ask yourself, which way you are doing now? Either you're in dilemma or which side you have got faith, your action tells. Yes or no? Now we are going out of the context. Krishna Kata. This is not Krishna Kata. Yeah? Is Krishna Kata? But Krishna's devotee is related, that is why I said. Okay. Hari Bol. Jat. Not say anything to say. Hello. It's a nice place for it. It's like Naimisharan. Get sages. Coming from Europe. Sadhu. Prabhupada said, even from Europe, they came in Naimisharana. Prabhupada says, these are not from India, outside. Now say again, maybe they were they were one of them. Buffalo, these, Espiano, and Vikings. Maybe Naimisharana they are there, or they are disciples again came here. Who knows? Now, now. And they may be there also. She is also not. Bulgaria. Okay, go ahead.
Observing the inauspicious signs, the cowherd men, including Maharaj Nanda, became very anxious out of fear. At the same time, they were informed that Krishna had gone to the pasturing ground without his elder brother Balaram. As soon as Nanda and Yashoda and the cowherd men heard this news, they became even more anxious. Out of their great affection for Krishna, unaware of the extent of Krishna's potency, they became overwhelmed with grief and anxiety because they had nothing dearer than Krishna, and because they dedicated their everything, life, property, affection, mind, and activity to Krishna. Because of their great attachment for Krishna, they thought, today Krishna is surely going to be vanquished. All the inhabitants...
Can I say something? Once Krishna was sending Uddhav to Vrindaban to console his father and mother, other gopis, cowherd boys, those who are very aggrieved because of long feeling separation from Krishna and awaiting. Krishna has gone, Mathura, Dwarka. He said, I'm coming very soon after doing my mission, complete. But he is not coming. They are living simply, alive, simply with this hope. And so Krishna knows they are 24 hours every moment thinking of Krishna, feeling separation. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood. This is the mood of Radharani. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us the highest process of rendering devotion in this mood, feeling separation. So what I say? So Krishna is telling Uddhav, now you go and console. You are my very intimate friend, so I am sending you with this letter. Not everybody I would send, only you, because he is of the same age, Uddhav. He is one of the topmost devotee of Krishna, and like his cousin brother, cousin brother. So I am sending you, holding his hand, handshaking. Please go. And he's saying one moment when he's talking, that those who are doing like this, and I deeply and seriously think of them, what can I do for them? So we should know, if we are sincerely think of Krishna like we can give our body, mind, whatever eye and mind they are temporary in this world, use in Krishna's service, feeling separation, Krishna is also thinking. And the another incident, in Dwarka, Krishna's wife, 16,008 chief queens, they are always watching and serving Krishna. With their servant there, ask the servant, stay away. And Krishna is coming, she personally doing those, though they are princess, working like maid servant, Krishna, personally serving, bringing water, this, that, serve. And sometimes they suddenly saw, we are giving our best, everything. But when he taking rest, falling asleep, sometimes calling, Mami, Jashoda, remembering Radharani, his cowherd boys, they are so dear that in his dream he's talking about what about us? Comparing, Is how could we? They must be more dear to Krishna. This is being exposed. Krishna is exposed. So they are thinking Krishna could understand. You know the story. Krishna had an idea to test the queens and all others and telling why he is like that. The story you know. Narad Muni came and Balaram sitting over there. What happened? What happened? Why is lying Krishna? The Krishna said, I have got a headache. My Lord, you have got headache? You have no doctor, this, that? Balaram said, no. He said, only one thing, it can cure him. What is that thing? He asked, he said, only those who consider themselves, they are my devotee, they love me. Devotee means love me. If they spontaneously give their dust of their feet, it is the only medicine. If I smear on my head with the dust of the feet of my lovers or devotees, then definitely it will go away. I will get rid of this headache, Shirapira. Yes? Now he said, no problem, I am going right now. Krishna said, okay. He started it. He said, Namo Brahmano Devaya Guru Brahmano Hitacha. Cows and Brahmins are first Krishnas. You think of the cows because they are very dear to Krishna. So cannot go to the cow, went to the Brahmin. What? Krishna, everybody refusing. Lord Shiva, Vaishnavarang Jatasambhu, also refusing. Brahma, Indra, those who claim themselves, then start with others. Those who are in order, he knows of degree. Ultimately, everybody saying, even the queen. What? He was mad. I'm going to Narak, Rasatal, Kumbipak. So many types of Narak there. How many types? So many types of Narak there. Depending on type of sin you did, and there are different type of Narak there. So they say, no, Baba, I'm going to India famous. Oh, I'm going to Narak, Baba. Anybody tell you go to hell, even in the West. This is what strong. Once there, I told one guy, what? He's going to punch me. I ran. I said, you'll all go to hell. What? Again, I confirmed. At once he going to punch run to catch me. I ran. I was preaching. So I thought the hell word might be to the West a little strong. I thought it is not so strong, lightly. Anyway, discussing something, and then I said this thing. So what you are saying? They have to go. Then Narad Muni, when he went to Braj, then when the gopis saw, Narad Muni, we are here. How is our Krishna? This, that, thing. Narad Muni first going to the gopis and told, what? Krishna is this? No problem. At once they are saying with their sari very carefully, as much as dust, take it quick. Go. Narad Muni is shocked. Seeing their mood. They don't care. You are not thinking what will happen to you? Go quick. Later on we will talk. Now, when ever could think of like this, anybody would act like this. And seeing their behavior, now when at once understood why Krishna is. And when he arrived there, and Krishna asked, who gave you? Anybody gave? Yes. And Krishna is clever. He knows where the queens were there. Then Krishna, queen could understand why. Krishna is showing them why you think like that. Do you see? You dare not, but they don't care what they go to hell. Doesn't matter. We may get to hell, make Krishna happy. Krishna cures. Krishna also reciprocate accordingly. Is that clear, ladies and gentlemen? Neil Rakmi, is that clear? You know the story? It's a famous story. I think most of you know, This story is famous in India. Okay, there is another one with Tulsi. And write Krishna's name. and Narad Muni was taking away Krishna from the this is nice story from what is his name? Our quarrel with Krishna, his wife, second wife, Satyabhama. Satyabhama is nothing but Radharani, non different. So Satyabhama one day, I think he's doing Brahman seva to make happy, doing ritual, and Narad Muni became like that. He did everything. Narad Muni said, "Give dakshin." Then Satyabhama said, "Whatever you want, we'll give you dakshin." Okay, I am taking Krishna. Satyabhama didn't care that much, take it casually. So he took Krishna and going away. All the queen came to know. What? Then something will happen. Make it short. They are giving all their ornaments. All the queen, whatever jewels they have, they got. They are giving. One side this and one side Krishna. Still Krishna is heavy than the ornament. So Narad Muni again taking Krishna. Narad Muni said, no, you have to give me so much gold, I may give ornaments, anything which heavier than Krishna. Then whatever they put, nothing. Always that is lighter, Krishna is heavier. You know the story? This is also famous. Now, when all gone, all the queens thinking how to stop Narad, this guy taking our husband. Then the chief queen is Rukmini. Then Rukmini came. She most probably didn't know this thing, came to know. What? Anything which is heavier than Krishna. And Rukmini said, okay, no problem. Rukmini wrote Krishna's name. Krishna's name? He wrote, as I remember, in a tulsi leaf, and remove all the ornaments, put that thing there. At once, Krishna up, Krishna lighter, then tulsi and Krishna's name. That is why we are chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, Nam bina kichu nahi to aar chaudhagane. Nothing can be there other than holy name. It is, everything is there in the name. He is more merciful than Krishna person himself. So powerful. Like Kali Yuga, we are all fallen. So all the time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu going somewhere chanting, Krishna, 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 Hare, Krishna, 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 Krishna. ये शेड है, शेड में आज धूप ज़्यादा है तो ये सन शाइन राम राम राघव राम राघव राम राघव लक्ष्मण कृष्ण केशव कृष्ण केशव पाहि मां राम राघव राम राघव So do another song. Hari Haraye Namah Krishna Jadavaya Namah Jadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namah Gopala Govinda Ram Srimadhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Madana Mohan Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Sita Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavadani Nana Bhatta Raghuna Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghuna Echai Gosai Kori Charana Bandha Jahavate Vignana Orista Puna Tadero Charana Sevi Bhakta Saneva Janame Hai Ei Abhila Finish? Gosai Jabe Goje Koila Ba Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Koila Prakash Anande Balo Hari Bhaja Vrindaban Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majayama Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Padma Kovila Namo Sankirtan Kare Iskar Bhakta Das Krishna Yadavaya Namaha Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. So this is our life. Chanting, dancing, then feasting. Nacho gao bhakta sangi karo. No pushing nose. No leaving everybody in the family members and go to the Himalaya in a bare piece of cloth, cover your body as much as necessary, and enter into a gufa and do meditation with ice all around, bare body, or put fire all around in a desert and meditating. Nothing do that. Just chant, dance Hare Krishna and take prasad, do little service to Krishna necessary. Go back to Godhead. Already you are here, back to God. Yes?
Yes, yes.
This is Vrindaban, spiritual world also there is there. When you go back, do the same thing again, Krishna Katha. Again chanting, dancing. Again feasting. Every day feast. Of course with Prabhupada. Of course with ISKCON. You will have another ISKCON. Doesn't matter. You don't have to be, everybody has to take some, this ashram, that ashram. Doesn't matter to Krishna. Only love is necessary for Krishna. Krishna is our center. That's all. So, shall we carry on?
Yes.
Time here? Yeah.
All the inhabitants of Vrindavan came out of the village to see Krishna. The assembly consisted of children, young and old men, women, animals, and all living entities. They knew that Krishna was their only means of sustenance. While this was happening, Balaram, who is the master of all knowledge, stood there simply smiling. He knew how powerful his younger brother Krishna was, and that there was no cause for anxiety when Krishna was fighting with an ordinary serpent of the material world. He did not, therefore, personally take any part in their concerns. On the other hand, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan, being disturbed, began to search out Krishna by following the impression of his footprint on the ground. And thus they moved.
This lake is nothing a part of Jamuna. Little part that there's some part is all gone. Water going down. This time. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is teaching us how to serve Krishna, the serving feeling of separation. That is Radharani's mood. There is another verse which our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Guru's Guru, Madhavendra Puri, when he is leaving his body in Remuna, he took all these things, instruction of Gopal. Yeah, no? Krishna asked, bring Chandan from there, and he went. That story everybody knows.
Yes.
Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Gopal is so considerate that at the age of around 80, he went such a long distance to bring sandalwood and camphor. When on his way back, he said, stop, you don't have to come. Here, the Khit Chor Gopinath is there. Gopinath. If you smear in his body all this chandan regularly, instead of me, I am non-different from him. I will feel relief from the heat of summer in Vrindavan. And so, Madhavendu Puri, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, who can be so fortunate like Madhavendu Puri? So many times Krishna gave him darshan, stole kheer for him, came to him to offer milk in the beginning. So fortunate Madhavendu Puri is, and in dreaming coming. So, feeling separation, when he left his body, he is simply chanting what Radharani chanted when Krishna went to Mathura, feeling separation. Anybody knows this verse? Oi dino dayadra natha he Mathura natha kadavalakase hidayam tadaloka kataram brahmati and Daita brahmati king karumaham. Now what shall I do? When are you coming? Give your darshan. Now we feeling your separation. My heart is getting restless, unsteady. I don't know what to do. Please tell me what to do. This is the mood of Radharani. And Madhavendra Puri, this is our teaching. We have to cultivate this mood ultimately. That is why Krishna apparently looks like he left them. He promised. He cheated them. He didn't come back. He was in Dwarka, Mathura. Another sense, according to the Brajavasi, he never left a step outside of Vrindaban. He was staying in his Bhava Prakash or something. I say that, huh? That means feeling separation means inside enjoying union with Krishna. More you intensely feel, you enjoy. So union and separation are very deeply related, depending on how you take it in your heart, feeling. Is that clear?
Yes.
It's a matter of realization. Okay, thank you. What else?
This is the highest stage of Krishna consciousness.
I see.
Almost all of the inhabitants of Vrindaban had the highest ecstasy, love for Krishna. When Mother Yashoda arrived, she wanted to enter the river Yamuna, and being checked, she fainted.
Fainted.
Other friends,
We cannot artificially do all this, yeah? One who does is a sahajya, focus. Artificial. There are people, so many. Show off. A sahajya. Oh, yesterday I saw at night Krishna. Some Babaji. I saw Krishna in the form of Kaliya. I mean, doing his Kaliya, the one Leela. You know, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela, one place there. Mahaprabhu rebuked his servant. What is his name? Balabhadra. He said, Mahaprabhu, I will go there. They are staying. They saw, and they are, later on came to know, later on after investigating, at night, some fishermen are catching fish. With some lamp, they thought this Kaliya's head, this jewel, this, that. From Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, this sort of people are there. Still now many more. It's called Sahajya. Not so easy. Okay. Good.
Whatever is happening in Vrindaban, is it Sahajya?
That I don't know. You can ask Prabhupada. You can ask Acharya. I don't know. But I better not go because some go mad after that. See? He cannot describe Ras Leela. So if you want to know more interested, you can go there and see. Hide. Some people does. Later on found he is dumb. He is Bahera. He is Gunga. You want to become Gunga, Bahera?
Because they have made some.
He may become dumb and he become dumb and what is called?
Deep.
Deaf and dumb. You want to become deaf and dumb? One of ISKCON leader, he went. I have to be fortunate to accompany him and seeing how he is preaching. He said, I will speak fast. Okay, yes, sir. And he is saying, so he is chanting. Who is hearing? Not hearing? Next life, how is it called? Dumb?
Deaf,
Cannot hear?
Deaf.
Huh?
Deaf.
Deaf. You become deaf. Become Bahera?
Bahara.
Bahera.
He was speaking English.
What? Yes. You become Bahera. And then no chanting. Which reason? He become okay. He become Gunga. What? I become Gunga next life? Yeah. Still there is time. Chant now, chant. And he chant. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna,
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
Yes, you don't want to become deaf and dumb? Then chant and hear. This is that Swami said. Of course, there is another. There, his good brother. He didn't say all this thing and make them chant without saying this. But he learned something. He can make them. His name is, I am not revealing. You can understand. Who? Sometimes I've got a little rasha with him.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, so where we are now?
other friends who were equally aggrieved were shedding tears of like torrents of rain or waves of the river. But in order to bring Mother Yashoda to consciousness, they began to speak loudly about the transcendental pastimes of Krishna.
Yes.
Mother Yashoda remained still, as if dead, because her consciousness was concentrated on the face of Krishna. Nanda and all others who dedicated everything, including their lives, to Krishna, were ready to enter the water of the Yamuna.
But Balaram is not. Balaram knows everything. Okay.
But Lord Balaram checked them because he was in perfect knowledge that there was no danger.
No danger.
For 2 hours, Krishna remained like an ordinary child gripped in the coils of Kaliya. But when he saw that all the inhabitants of Gokul, including his mother and father, the gopis, the boys, and the cows, were just on the point of death, and that they had no shelter for salvation from imminent death, Krishna immediately freed himself. He began to expand his body, and when the serpent tried to hold him, he felt a great strain. On account of the strain, his coils slackened, and he had no other alternative but to let loose the personality of Godhead.
Vomiting blood? No? No, later. Vomit blood later. Krishna dancing on his foot. Please.
From his grasp. Kaliya then became very angry, and his great hoods expanded. He exhaled poisonous fumes from his nostrils. His eyes blazed like fire.
This is the place, no? No, that is Kaliya Ghat.
And flames issued from his mouth. The great serpent remained still for some time, looking at Krishna. Licking his lips with bifurcated tongue, the serpent looked at Krishna with double hoods, and his eyesight was full of poison. Krishna immediately pounced upon him, just as Garuda swooped upon the snake. Thus attacked, Kaliya looked for an opportunity to bite him, but Krishna moved around him. As Krishna and Kaliya moved in a circle, the serpent gradually became fatigued, and his strength seemed to diminish considerably. Krishna immediately pressed down the serpent's hood and jumped upon them. The Lord's lotus feet became tinged with red from the rays of the jewels of the snake's hood. Then he, who is the original artist of all fine arts, such as dancing, began to dance upon the hoods of the serpent, although they were moving to and fro. Upon seeing this, the denizens from the upper planets began to shower flowers, beat drums, play different types of flutes, and sing various prayers and songs. In this way, all the denizens of heaven, such as the Gandharvas, Siddhas, and demigods, became very pleased. While Krishna was dancing on his hoods, Kaliya tried to push him down with some of his other hoods. Kaliya had about 100 hoods, but Krishna took control of them. He began to dash Kaliya with his lotus feet, and this was more than the serpent could bear. Gradually, Kaliya was reduced to struggling for his very life. He vomited all kinds of refuse and exhaled
Careful.
fire.
Stage. Fall down.
While throwing up poisonous material from within, Kaliya became reduced in his sinful situation. Out of great anger, he began to struggle for existence and tried to raise one of his hoods to kill the Lord. The Lord immediately captured that hood and subdued it by kicking it and dancing on it. It actually appeared as if the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu, was being worshipped. The poisons emanating from the mouth of the serpent appeared to be like flower offerings. Kaliya then began to vomit blood instead of poison. He was completely fatigued. His whole body appeared to be broken by the kicks of the Lord. Within his mind, however, he finally began to understand that Krishna was the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he began to surrender unto him. He realized that Krishna was the Supreme Lord, the Master of everything. The wives of the serpent, known as the Nagapatnis, saw that their husband was being subdued by the kicking of the Lord, within whose womb the whole universe remained. Kaliya's wives prepared to worship the Lord, although in their haste, their dress, hair, and ornaments became disarrayed. They also surrendered unto the Supreme Lord and began to pray. They appeared before him, put forward their offspring, and anxiously offered respectful obeisances, falling down on the bank of the Yamu. The Nagapatnis knew that Krishna is the shelter of all surrendered souls, and they desired to release their husbands, from the impending danger by pleasing the Lord with their prayer. The Nagapatnis began to offer their prayers as follows. O dear Lord, you are equal to everyone. For you, there is no distinction between your sons, friends, or enemies. Therefore, the punishment which you have so kindly offered to Kali is exactly befitting. O Lord, you have descended especially for the purpose of annihilating all kinds of disturbing elements within the world. And because you are the absolute truth, there is no difference between your mercy and punishment. We think, therefore, that this apparent punishment to Kaliya is actually some benediction. We consider that your punishment is your great mercy upon us. Because when you punish someone, it is to be understood that the reactions of his sinful activities are eradicated. It is already clear that this creature appearing in the body of a serpent must have been overburdened with all kinds of sin. Otherwise, how could he have the body of a serpent? Your dancing on his hood reduces all the sinful reactions of actions caused by his having this body of a serpent. It is therefore very auspicious that you have become angry and have punished him in this way. We are very astonished to see how you have become so pleased with the serpent, who evidently performed various religious activities in his past lives. Everyone must have been pleased by his undergoing all kinds of penances and austerities, and he must have executed universal welfare activities for all living creatures. The Nagapatnis confirmed that one cannot come in contact with Krishna without having executed pious activities and devotional service in his previous lives. As Lord Chaitanya advised in his Shastra, one has to execute devotional service by humbly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, thinking oneself lower than a straw in the street, and not expecting honor for himself, but offering all kinds of honor to others. The Nagapatnis were astonished that, although Kaliya had the body of a serpent as a result of grievous sinful activities, at the same time he was in contact with the Lord, to the extent that the Lord's lotus feet were touching his hood.
How much more to finish the chapter?
A little more than halfway, maybe like 2/3 finished, 1/3 left.
How long it will take? Think
20 minutes.
20 more minutes. Is that okay to carry on?